Thank you. Nice meeting and nice being here today. My name is Yoav Stern. I'm the CEO of Nano Dimension. Nano Dimension is a company that is now 8 years old. Its core business was 3D printing of printed circuit boards, which means 3D printing of electronic components. It was designing and building a machine that now is working very well, that is printing two materials at once, both the electric material and the conductive material. Since then, the company grew and developed into general additive manufacturing company with specialty additive manufacturing in micro mechanical parts and into sub-assemblies and subsystems of printing heads. Well, the company started focusing only on electronics and only on additive manufacturing electronics, which is still today an embryonic field in additive manufacturing, and I believe one of the biggest promises in additive manufacturing. But it is growing slowly the way the rest of this industry grew 20, 15 years ago. So at a certain point of time, we adjusted the vision, and we are now building both edge devices, which are for electronics, for mechanics, for robotics and automation of electronics, and we are focusing on the software that controls all of them, gives them the front end, and we are a solution for additive manufacturing, which including the software and some of the edge devices as I described. The issue of consolidation, niche market, and how to consolidate is a very, very important question, because just consolidation and getting together doesn't work. The fact that one guy is a runner, one guy is a swimmer, and one guy is playing the sword, if they get together, there's nothing going to happen other than the fact that they'll be together and there's no commonality. You must have commonality in consolidation, and the most important commonality is go-to-market. Who are your customers? Choose the customers and consolidate based on selling many solutions to the same customer rather than selling few solutions to many different customers. Well, first of all, the statistics, you're absolutely right, about merger and acquisitions is more than half are not successful. But that's a very general statistics over years, and you should look more specific. Specific in our industry, what should lead the consolidation is the fact that nobody practically is profitable. Now, you can't continue this way, and I'm saying nobody, maybe there's a company here, a company there are, but in general, and I know because I visited and spoke with at least with 300 over the last 4 years, you can't continue by being not profitable. So what leads it is the need to be profitable have a tendency to eventually reduce the egos. Because egos is what prevents you from consolidation, because I want to do it alone, I started alone, I can win them all, I can win over them, I want to be the CEO, I don't want to be a part of a team, I know what I'm doing. All this is good if you are eventually profitable. But if you are non-profitable repeatedly for years and years, the writing is on the wall. Very good question. How do we choose and how do we look to consolidate ourselves, which we need the same thing. We're not profitable. We go by the verticals we're selling to. So we sell to defense, aerospace and aviation, specialty medical, specialty industrial, not all industrial, and of course research and academy. That's 5 verticals. We're looking for companies that are selling digital industrial solutions, and I'm on purposely not saying 3-dimensional printing, digital industrial solution for the same verticals, which means if I speak with an army, and we sold to six armies around the world, and we sold to 7 secret services around the world. If I speak with the secret service of a country and they need one machine for electronics, they will need a machine that does micromechanics. I want to be able to sell them all, so it's a one-stop shop for them. And that's the guideline. If they're selling, for instance, machine for 3D printing of parts of the body, or if they're selling machines for dental, that's not selling into these 5 verticals. It's not going to have synergies with us, which means we're not going to get the benefit of the size to become profitable. When you have consolidation and you have few big players, it's easier to standardize by the big players talking between themselves. As an example, when Microsoft manufactured initially Microsoft Office, Bill Gates went to Steve Jobs and they discussed adapting Microsoft Office to Apple. It's a must because it became a standard. But when you have two giants like this, they can talk and make it happen much easier than having a standard in software between dozens and hundreds of companies. We are trying to be open about what we do in software in the front end, the design for manufacturing, and try to have people look at it and see if they want to join and be in shows like this. The show here is a critical place where you promote this, and eventually the combination of consolidation and the need for standardization work together. I don't agree necessarily that innovation is lacking when you're big. You want an example? Apple, Samsung, Microsoft. Well, Microsoft was never famous for innovation. It was famous for marketing. Brilliant job. But go back to 1980, Apple was a startup, Microsoft was a startup, Oracle was a startup. Eventually, they live together, they create an environment where there's startups that's happening all the time, and you have innovation and risk and startup. But in a startup, 2 out of 10 are successful. That's the VC statistics. So 8 are failing. We're all the time thinking about the 2. But the 8 that are failing still do innovations that are being adopted maybe by others. And for sure, the 2 that are successful eventually are being purchased. Or once in 100, they grow themselves to be very big. That's how it works. To me, the excitement is the ability to make a difference. And the ability to make a difference is a combination of innovation and size. If you're very small and very innovative, it's fun. You make a difference for some people, but if you don't grow fast enough and you finish your financing, then it's a startup story. If you grow and you're very big and you lack the innovation because you become a corporate and you suppress innovation from internally, it's not fun. I don't want to be there. What I want to be is I want to be sizable and keep the innovation internally. So rather than having entrepreneurs, we have intrapreneurs. And that's how the organization will be built. Since I got to the company and a few quarters later, I said that the department that we call application engineers, which are working with the customers, grew by order of magnitude. And I said, there's no saving money. Any machine that doesn't work in the field, have our engineer beside it until it works. And that creates 2 things. First of all, it creates a relationship with the customer which are respected by the customer because he accepts the fact that innovative machines may not work sometimes as they should. It's part of the innovation. He respects doubly the fact that you're there always when it doesn't work. And it costs money, but we insist on doing it because that's what creates with the customer the belief that we're going the right direction. It's critical. It's critical. The opportunity in 2 days to meet everybody, even people you spoke before on the phone or you have Teams or Zoom with, it's not the same. You meet, you have a coffee together, you exchange notes, you have sessions like we have today, extremely important.